Ready for game 3, Syed versus Charles Reese. So I do want to look at some of the sideboard plans, especially on Infect's side, as they're the one who really needs to sideboard in this matchup. He's got Kitchen Finks, Dispel, Grafdigger's Cage, Relic of Progenitus, and you mentioned really these two of Shaper's Sanctuary.
Yep.
So this is a 1-mana enchantment. When your creatures become a target of an opponent's spell or ability, you may draw a card.
Yep. That one certainly comes up. You're playing against a bunch of Fatal Push, a bunch of Path to Exiles. You can draw into something like your Dispel, the sideboard Apostle's Blessing. That one's certainly coming in because you can use it to either counter a removal spell or to shove in through Lingering Souls.
Sure. I do like a lot of that. Kind of trying to protect the way through removal. On Charles' side, his main deck's very good in the matchup. That's fortunate. His sideboard doesn't give him too many other options. You see some Collective Brutality, some Flaying Tendrils, Damnation, Fulminator Mage. It's just different types of removal spells, really.
Brutality is more than a shift. I would say it's largely an upgrade in a matchup like this, because even if they stop you from killing their creature, you get to take another pump spell out of their hand.
Okay. Yeah, when escalated, it does just... those two modes are very nice.
Right. It's not as powerful here as it is against, say, Burn, but this is one of the better matchups for that card.
Gain 2 life's not great.
Right. Yeah, unless you're in the market to discard a second card. Only escalating that one once here. To be fair, with Abzan playing these Grim Flayers, playing Lingering Souls, sometimes you do just want to discard a card.
Absolutely. And Windswept Heath starting for Charles. So Zan has taken the first sideboard game.
Standard Challenge. If you would like to play the 5 p.m. Standard Challenge, please make your way to the site event registration.
Looks like no Glistener Elf on turn 1 for Zan.
Or if so, he needs to protect it. If he's threat light here.
Yeah, sometimes you will want to wait until you can have some kind of reactive spell on backup.
See at least one removal spell at the ready on Charles' side. Does have a Path to Exile in hand. And he'll start with Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf currently a 1/2.
Not the largest, but it will grow.
At least it's not a Tarmo Goat.
And when there's no Infect creature just yet, that is a good window just to get Goyf on the battlefield. It'll grow over time. Zan gonna go ahead, get 2 lands out here with those fetches. Breeding Pool, Forest.
And there we go, Blighted Agent is going to be a threat on Zan's side. Plays that on turn 2.
No protection though.
Yeah, it certainly invites either Liliana to be a strong play here.
Liliana, the last hope, would be a disaster.
Yeah, the mutagenic growth in Zan's hand wouldn't really save it. Tarmogoyf will swing in for 1. Okay, actually, he swings on his wait. Before blocks, Fatal Push your Blighted Agent.
Yeah.
All right, take 3.
Maybe he'll block.
Zan did take 3 there at 13. Of note, we note that at the top of the screen, the die is set at 1/2. It is a 3/4, though that is on the player to change it. The judge is not going to move that one, as it is derived information.
Of course, the Goyf has already hit for 3, so players should be aware.
They know. The life totals are correct.
All right.
But yeah, the
judge can't. Your opponent's life total is not derived information.
Right. It's this interesting thing where the life totals have to be correct, but because the die is derived, like the judge won't move it.
Yeah.
Glistener Elf, no 3rd land from Zan. You see his hand, looks like 2 Vines of Vastwood, 2 mutagenic growths.
Gonna be tough to leverage Vines of the Vastwood as a pump spell. It's only 2 mana available. Good at countering removal spells, though.
Some number of those might be ground swells, meaning if he gets another land, he could try to one-shot Charles.
Yeah.
4th Iron Charles, a swing of the Tarmogoyf for 3 more. Zan goes to 10. And Fulminator Mage is the play for Charles.
Typically, you save this one for Ink Moth Nexus.
Yeah, you see him not even going for Breeding Pool here, and I like that play a lot from Charles.
Part of that is because you can just block the Glistener Elf.
Exactly. You block the Glistener Elf, force Zan to use a pump spell, then when he does, you blow up his Breeding Pool.
Yep.
And look at this hand from Zan. 2 mutagenic growths, a vines, 2 vines, a groundswell. I think it might be 7 pump spells.
Yikes, that's too many. That's a bad mix.
Your creature could be so big. He will swing. And I like it a lot from Charles. The block, groundswell, no landfall. And Charles says, okay, yeah, blow up your Breeding Pool, that's fine.
Okay. Zan uses the Breeding Pool, because that one's not going to be long for this world. But that's about the only line he had.
Yeah. I mean, you might say Zan was throwing away a card, but in honesty, he has so many pump spells that that's not throwing away anything.
There was no way to make the situation good.
Yeah, and now Charles can press the mana advantage. He drew Abrupt Decay this turn. Between the Abrupt Decay and the Path to Exile, he can just use this mana so that Zan can't even protect his creature using Vines of Vastwood.
Yep. If you fire both of those off in Zan's upkeep, you're in a real good spot. Could even just use one now for all it matters.
3 mana from Charles, see what he goes for. Lingering Souls, ugh.
Those are good blockers.
Yeah, that's really strong. And it adds another card type to the graveyard in sorcery. So we'll get the 2/1 blockers. Tarmogoyf, now a 4/5.
Zan looking to be dead on the following turn. Can't use this Glistener Elf to attack and block.
There you go. Now it is correct. It's 4/5. I'll see whether Charles is actually, it looks like he's just going to flashback Souls.
He's looking to spend that mana right now anyway.
You know, this is actually more aggressive, I think, than he needs to be. Apostle's Blessing and a stack of mutagenics. They're like, okay, they're right there. There's a disaster scenario here.
Yeah, if Zan just like draws land, has Apostle Blessing, mutagenic
Become
growth,
immense.
second mutagenic growth, become immense.
Yeah, that would be 10.
It's a big ask.
He drew Noble Hierarch. I don't think it's happening.
And Zan doesn't have that.
Here's Noble Hierarch, an attack for 2 from the Glistener Elf. Charles will put 1 spirit in front of the elf. Zan says go. And this is going to do it for Charles Reese. He still has an Abrupt Decay in his hand.
Yeah, removal spell on this Noble makes his attack lethal straight away.
And a Path to Exile. There's just everything he could wish for here.
Like
Path the Noble Hierarch.
Rubbins on Path. You know, I even choked on mana.
Here you go,
find
have a land. I would have gotten the land before conceding and been like, there we go.
Yeah.
Then I'd scoop.
One more of these.
Yeah. Stinks. Rough one there for Zan, but it's going to be Charles Reese with Obzon moving to 6-0.